Good morning. Good morning. It's 8:30 Pacific and it's time for another Hump Day Happy Chat live. As you can see by my environment, I'm back in the studio, back in the home office of the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. And I'm Valerie Shepard, Dr. Valerie Shepard, coming to you live for another Hump Day Happy Chat. It's Hump Day, and therefore, we like to go live with you and talk about how you can create more of what you want in your life and less of what you don't. And that has been a journey for me. That has been a monumental journey. Excuse me while I look down and make sure all my settings are right and comment and say hello. So hello everyone. I'm so excited to be back. We're starting an entire new year of Hump Day Happy Chats. And I wanted to take a pause. So the last time you saw me here live, I was coming to you from the Eastern Caribbean, sailing away, and it was beautiful. And I talked about endings and beginnings, and we're talking about a little bit more about that today. And the whole idea of, we're in a new year. How long do we get to call it new? So I was thinking about this as I was thinking about going live this morning, and I was like, well, is it too late? Is it too late in the year, right? We're not even at 3 weeks in. But I was thinking, is it too late for me to talk about certain things? Is it too late to calibrate? Ooh, there's a rhyme. Is it too late to calibrate about where we are, to take stock of where we are? Good morning. I see you out there. I would love it for you to type in who's there. Hi, who's here with me? Yay! I'm typing in. Ha ha ha. Um, so, um, so I was asking this question, have you ever felt that? Like you just started something and for some reason you feel like you're behind the curve, like you're late. Like I should be further along than I am. I actually will be talking about this kind of timing thing because I've kind of felt that way a lot of my life. Like somehow off track, somehow I'm behind the eight ball, somehow I'm missing the boat. Oh, some energy, sadness. I can feel it coming up. Somehow I'm missing the boat and it's not going to turn out okay for me. It's not going to be okay. Good morning. I would love it if you would type in the comments and say hello and welcome. Thank you for being here. And so we're going to talk about some of these things, and I also want a presence right this moment. So we're at the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. We're all about self-mastery, being helping you to master yourself in your life so that you can exquisitely manage whatever your life brings your way. And your life is bringing your way all kinds of things based on you. That's what a lot of people don't understand. So why is self-mastery so important? Because your life is reflecting the you that you are choosing, or not necessarily choosing, just being. It's not always your conscious thought. It's always your totality. So that's your vibrational energy, which is a combination of your conscious thought, subconscious, and unconscious thoughts. So the things that are handed to you in your DNA that you're not even, well, why would that be mine? That's like ancestors I don't even know that went through that. Yep. And a study called epigenetics, the science of epigenetics, studies how things are passed down generation to generation through our DNA that we will not even have experienced. But somehow those things are within us. And so, this whole idea of knowing what's rolling around underneath the surface of you is a foundational aspect for having more happiness, for having more success, for feeling more confident in your own skin. That's been a big one for me. And this whole concept of feeling behind the times. Am I really on track for what I want my life to be? Is my life really set up to give me the joy and the peace and the love and the laughter and the harmony and the prosperity and the wealth that I want it to? And then when you also contemplate, and what's my contribution to the world? Do you ask yourself that? I would love to know. Type into the comment section. Like, have you asked yourself, what's your contribution to the world? And how are you being that? Like, how are you contributing your version of love, light, peace, joy, freedom into the world? And everybody's contribution isn't going to look the same. And hallelujah for that. We would like the energy underneath it to all be the same, the energy of unconditional love, the energy of connection, the energy of co creation in fun and laughter. No more striving and struggling and proving and working hard. Like, how can I be a beacon of the joy of living? How can I be a beacon of peace, of freedom, emotional freedom? How can we all do that together? So this is the Hump Day Happy Chat. Thank you so much for joining me. I would love it if you would share these videos, invite more people to watch them. My mission, so we're starting a new year. We're in Hump Day Happy Chat number 158, y'all. Yabba dabba do. 158. I appreciate you being here with me. And the whole object of this conversation is to share with you tips and tools and practices that help you live at a higher level. High vibe living is what I'm all about. Hashtag live a high vibe life. Why is that important? Because a high vibration is what the universe is pinging off of, or your vibration is what the universe is pinging off of. So through law of attraction, law of reflection, law of karma, law of reciprocity, those universal spiritual laws that are in operation 24/7, 365, whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you even believe it or not. Gravity couldn't care less whether you believe in gravity. It still does what it does. It's a scientific law in operation 24/7, 365. There are other laws that aren't physical laws, they're spiritual laws. They govern the same way gravity does. The whole idea of the Hump Day Happy Chat, the whole idea of my focus on self mastery, the whole idea of what I'm doing here, these Wednesday morning chitty chats, is to help you master yourself so that the energy that you're putting into the world comes back to you the way you want it to, which is probably more fun, less pain, more laughter, less tears, fewer tears, more joy of being, less wandering around, what am I supposed to be doing? More excitement and expectation, less worried about what, like, I used to worry about the other shoe dropping. So less worry about what's coming around the corner. More collaboration and connection and co-creation, and less protecting my stuff so someone doesn't steal it or harm me. Like, I can tell you all the ways that what I am teaching I've put into practice in my life, and we'll do that in these Hump Day Happy Chats. And here's where you get to play. Like, the Hump Day Happy Chat is really important. It's designed to meet your needs, which means I really appreciate it if you give me some input and some feedback. So, the topics that you see me discuss come from people private messaging me, they come from questions from um, people who call me up and ask me questions, from clients, former clients, from former students. They come from polls at my Bliss Collective group. I encourage and invite you to join us in the Bliss Collective. It's facebook.com/groups, the Bliss Collective. Facebook.com/groups, the Bliss Collective. It's a free gathering of people who are, we're a community on a mission to create more peace, love, joy, and freedom on the planet. And how do we do that? We practice the principles of high vibe living. And so we're in there sharing with one another. I'm starting a free challenge so you can check in. How good am I at doing this high vibe living stuff? Like, is it really, am I really doing it? Am I really being it in my life? And so this is a way to put yourself in the energy of high vibe as you embody. Embodiment is the key. It's not about what you think. A lot of people have watched the movie The Secret, and a lot of people have been disappointed as they've tried to sort of live the life as the way it was portrayed in The Secret. It can be very easy to harness the power of the universe. I don't think it's difficult. It does require discipline, day to day embodiment of principles and practices. Embodiment, not knowing it. Knowledge is not power. Power comes from knowledge put into action. That is what I call wisdom. So the wisdom that I'm sharing is from having put things into practice in my own life, having worked with students who've put it into practice in their lives, clients who've put it into practice in their lives. So the whole idea is, how are you making yourself your own petri dish? You don't have to take my word for it. I don't want you to. I encourage and invite you to go put it on, go do it, go live it. The fourth step in my 4-step Living Happy to Be Me process, which is the centerpiece of my transformational book. It's over there behind me. It's won 6 awards for excellence, a #1 international bestseller on Amazon. That book, the fourth step in the process is take up the reins and go live it. What is that talking about? It's about getting out of your head and telling yourself you know how to do it, and hearing things and saying, oh, Valerie's talking about that thing again. I already know that thing. I already know how to do that. I love knowing things. It's pretty cool to know things, but the power of the thing is not in you knowing it. And especially in life skills, especially in self mastery, it's not knowing it. I knew a lot before I wrote my book. And it was in the course of actually putting more into practice, holding myself to a higher, was it a level of commitment? I think it was a level of commitment, a deeper curiosity around, who am I really being? One of my seminal questions that I encourage and invite you to explore for yourself is, who are you being when you think you're being you? I got a lot of mileage. I still get a lot of mileage out of that, seeing myself at a deeper level, beyond the false self, beyond the created personality and identity. Self-mastery is about getting below the surface of that, understanding who you are at the root, who you are at the essential nature, the magnificent essence of you. What are you at that level? And are you willing to be it? Are you willing to be it? I would love it if you would type into the comments. I'm willing to 100% fully be the truth of who I am, if you're willing to make that commitment. And then come on this journey through the Hump Day Happy Chats, through the Bliss Collective, to anchor yourself in a high vibration. Why? because the higher vibration you're living, the higher vibration of the things you attract. And so your life becomes a lot more easy, a lot more peace filled, a lot more joy filled, a lot more fueled with power that comes from effortless effort. That's what I'm all about. Have I mastered it? All of it? Of course not. I'm still curious about what ways I might be holding myself back. What inside me that I'm not completely aware of is dictating the way I'm doing things, such that the way I'm doing, who I'm being, isn't really serving me. Do you ever catch yourself going, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way? And then after that, that's not a problem. Don't beat yourself up. After that, I just encourage and invite you to go, I wonder why I said it that way. And then after that, keep saying, I wonder if it's this. Where did that come from? I wonder if it's that. Where did that come from? I guarantee you this, I know that I know that I know. All of our lives, my life, your life, our lives are happening for us. The things that are showing up in our lives are on divine plan that we have called in. We have said, I'd like to know more about myself in this academy of earth, in this academy, this learning academy of how I do love, how I do peace, how do I do me doing fear, how do I do me doing disbelief, how do I do me doing pain body, how do I do me doing victim, how do I do me doing perpetrator? Where did that energy come from? Where did those beliefs come from? It's not a problem to be something you don't want to be. The problem is not understanding where it came from and not purposefully, from your own free will, your own curiosity, your own self-love, to say, okay, I see what I've created up till now. I'd like to know how I do it differently. And not just work hard and get a different outcome. How do I do the whole equation differently? I, Valerie, am all about ease, peace, and grace. I've written a couple blogs on it. The blog's been published several times because people come back and keep asking the publishers, hey, we want to know more about that. What's the ease, peace, and grace things? Now, the blog is entitled Eat Peas and Grapes. There's a whole story about that that's in the blog. Someone overheard me saying ease, peace, and grace, and they thought I was saying eat peas and grapes. So I say eat peas and grapes to myself when I want to remind myself life is not supposed to be a struggle. It's not that. Yes, collective consciousness wants you to believe that and keep you on the hamster wheel. I am encouraging and inviting you to make a new choice. If you want your life to be different, I have to be a different liver of my life. You get to make a different choice over and over and over and over, starting whenever you start. So back to the beginning of this conversation. We're at the beginning of a calendar year. Now, if you all have been with me before, you know that I start my year on my birthday, my solar return. So I've actually been in this year since my birthday on October 2nd. That's when I take stock. That's when I do my resolutions. I don't call them that. That's when I do my curiosity map around what is it I want to learn about life this year. What is it I want to learn about me living life this year? How do I want to grow my contribution to the planet while I grow my understanding of myself in my life? What is it that I want to be? Who is it? How is it that I want to be? That starts for me in October. Many of you are doing it right now, and that's fine. Do it whenever you want. For those of us who are doing it now, those of you who are saying, okay, New year, new me. New year, new you. New year, new me. Let's think about, how do you want to do that? And so my commitment to you is that the Hump Day Happy Chat is going to be here to be a helpful tool for you to use. For part of last year, I took it into a more exclusive environment. It was only available in the Bliss Collective, and we're coming back out. We're coming back out. It's going to be here on the Happy to Be Me Facebook page, and we'll share it in other places. I think it's also posting, I think I hit the buttons correctly. It's posting directly to the Positively, my Heart of Living Vibrantly page. So we're going to post a couple of places. It again is a co-creation, which means the more you ask questions, the more you send in dilemmas, problems, the more possibilities we create in the Hump Day Happy Chat. I want it to be about you so that it serves you. And you can do that privately. You can type in for the whole world to see, or you can just private message me. One of the cool things that I'm excited about is I started dabbling in the whole, let's get some guests on here. So if you were watching last year, we had a couple of guests on talking about some beautiful things. Dr. Anita Sanchez, we had Charmaine Hammond, and we're going to have some more people. I've started talking to people, and they're like, wow, I'd love to come on your Hump Day Happy Chat and talk about this more. And so we're going to do that. And I'd like to also do something really cool where we do like a live party, and we all get on and we do a coaching call, or we just share what's going on, like be in community with one another. Remotely works, and eventually we'll be doing some live events. I have a free challenge coming up, a 7-day challenge, so that you can check in on how well you're doing this high vibe living. Sometimes it can feel elusive, right? Sometimes I sit, well, actually, it often happens in the morning when I'm waking up and I lay in my bed and I'm thinking, checking in, what vibration am I in right now? I do it before I go to bed as well. I find when I'm in a higher vibration, I sleep more peacefully. And I end up waking up and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't wake up at all during the night. Yay, I must have been in a higher vibration. And I would like to be consciously aware. And so I do check-ins. How is the energy in my chakra system? What kinds of things are below the surface? So I check in on, what do I feel? Is it perturbation? Are my ideas positive ones? Am I excited about getting some rest and bouncing into my new day? Or am I feeling tired, dragged, worn out, and feeling like I didn't get enough accomplished? That comes up a lot, especially as I'm dealing with the ongoing effects of the brain hemorrhage. Physiologically, I don't do things the way I did before. I have a body with disabilities. Doing anything in that state is different. It's harder. And how am I feeling about that? How am I navigating it? It's an ongoing journey. I bet there are many of you who have these ongoing journeys, aspects that you cannot necessarily change. I quote unquote, I need this job. I've got to be a better parent for my children, or a better sibling, or a better daughter for my aging mom or father. Like a lot of us, maybe all of us, have aspects of our lives we cannot just walk away from and say, okay, I'm done with that one. Moving on. So how do we go through it? How do we live it? How do we live as that? However long that is present. That's what we do in the Hump Day Happy Chat. That's what we do in the Bliss Collective. What I want you to know unequivocally, like I really want you to get this at the bones level. It's not an either or situation. I'm not trying to create a life where nothing is negative, and that's what I call happy. My book, Living Happy to Be Me, is not about that. By the way, if you want the book, you can get it for free on my website. Just go to happytobeme.net and look for the menu heading that says From My Heart to Yours. You can download a PDF of the book for free. You can also buy it on the website, 25% off, I think, from Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. The book is not about that. It's not about, yay, yay, let's be happy, let's be happy. No, it's about how do you manage your life through the things that would be unhappy things, debilitating things, horrible things. How do you manage through them? Self mastery. How do I master myself in my life so that whatever my life brings my way, I'm equipped to deal with it in a high vibration? Now, what does that mean? It's not about Pollyanna. It's not about pretending I'm not sad. So people hear me talk sadly about certain things in my life. There's been a lot having to do with racial equity that's really brought up a lot of stuff as I've been doing diversity, equity, and inclusion things, exploring in me, where is the racist in me? Where is old ancestral hatred in me? How am I a part of the very system that I think has been a perpetrator and made me a victim? Like, as I've explored those things, those aren't happy things. They're not pretty. They trigger a lot of sorrow, a lot of, I would call, anguish. And I get weary even thinking that there's more in there to discover. And I'm still in a space of acceptance, allowing and receiving, and being happy. And that's because the mastery comes from how I deal with it. How do I engage the question? What is it that I do to come to an answer? I have a spiritual counselor. I have unbelievable transformational teachers with whom I work who invite me to their workshops and things that I go to, I take advantage of in order to grow my ability to grow myself into the best version of myself that I can then gift back to the world. I encourage and invite you to come on in, to join the process, to be in it for yourself. So upcoming topics that we will address: personal responsibility, that's one of my biggest ones. How do you get into self-empowerment? How do you deal with your insecurities? How do you deal with that pain body, especially when it gets to the point where the pain that you're dealing with is actually a trauma, an emotional trauma. I don't deal very much with diagnoses like clinical depression. That is outside of my area of expertise. And then what I always tell people is I encourage and invite you to go work with a professional who is your person for that. I also want to look at rituals and practices. How do we have more fun? How do you create a map of fun in your life? How do you stop working so hard? Where does laughter play a role in your healing? How do you measure your vibration? Those are all things that we will tackle in the upcoming segments of the Hump Day Happy Chat. So I want to close by saying welcome to 2022. I am really grateful to be here, especially grateful that you are joining me. The commitment that I'm making is that I will keep coming back and keep sharing wisdom, knowledge put into practice, embodied knowledge that I can tell you not only how it got applied, but what happened as a result. So sharing wisdom on how to live a more peaceful, joy-filled, purpose-fueled, blissful life. I am here on that mission, and I thank you for joining me. And I always close the Hump Day Happy Chat. As we go into 2022, I encourage and invite you to open yourself up to noticing if you're already feeling behind, if you're already feeling like you've missed the boat, if you're comparing yourself to other people who started a weight loss program on January 1st and they have already lost 22 pounds. I encourage and invite you to carve out your own space to occupy, your own home base, and to be on that home base all alone. To make it about you, not you compared to others, but just where am I? And to make wherever you are at the beginning of this 2022 perfect, to accept it as exactly right, to allow it to open up to you as you open up to it. Make peace with your past and create in you the open container, the vessel that can hold everything that 2022 is about to bring, starting with right now. You are right on time. You're not too late. You're not behind. And it's not about what anyone else is doing. I encourage and invite you to be a lot more selfishly focused as we go through this year. Thank you for joining the Hump Day Happy Chat. See you next Wednesday. I always close with the Karanaya Metta Sutra, which is the prayer of loving kindness from the Buddha. And it goes like this. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be safe. Yes, more safety. May all beings be happy. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature, your true nature. Your true nature is not struggle. Your true nature is not anguish. Your true nature is not disagreement, disappointment, anger, frustration, struggling through, suffering through. Your true nature is peace, love, joy, and freedom. Your true nature is magnificent essence. Your true nature is integrated spiritual human person. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature, and may all beings be free. That's emotional freedom, free from the past, free from playing old tapes, free from old anger, resentment, hate. Emotional freedom. It's not geopolitical freedom that we're talking about in the Hump Day Happy Chat or the Bliss Collective. May all beings be free. Yay! Many blessings. Have a phenomenal Hump Day. See you soon. Bye now.